Now on Consumer Spotlight we have Ralph Pepe, who is the owner of Concord Pike Liquors, located at the corner of Silverside Road and Concord Pike. Now Ralph is very knowledgeable about the industry and about liquors, and he's here to talk to us about some very important questions that are now probably on the minds of a lot of Delawareans. Ralph, welcome to our show.
Glad to be here.
Ralph, there's been a lot of changes in the liquor industry. Probably one of the biggest ones lately has been decontrol. How has this affected the liquor industry, decontrol of prices?
Well, Bob, I think the greatest effect on the liquor industry has been at the retail level, where competition has been the greatest. Today, for the retailer, it's moving more goods, working a lot harder. Competition is tougher.
Mm-hmm.
Retailer has to he has to be up on
a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And how's it affected the consumer?
The consumer, well, the consumer is benefiting from this, mm-hmm. obviously in the way of lower prices. Mm-hmm. He's able to shop around and find his bargains if he's that type of shopper. It's enabled him to
get better bargains.
Mm-hmm. Volume. He's got better selection, mm-hmm. Supermarket style mm-hmm. shopping.
Do you find people shopping more in Delaware now than in Maryland with the lower prices?
In Delaware, we've gathered more of our business, brought back to Delawarean to buy in Delaware. Mm-hmm. We were losing a lot of our business to out of state, mm-hmm. and now they're shopping in Delaware. Mm-hmm. Plus, we're getting people from other states also.
What about the bottle bill? How is that going to affect the industry and the consumer? First of all, perhaps you should tell people what the bottle bill is.
Well, the bottle bill is going to be deposit legislation, or is deposit legislation, and it's going to be a deposit on cans and glass containers.
And how much will the deposit be?
Well, it'll be a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel that it's going to be a loss of revenue for the state of Delaware myself.
People will go out of state instead?
Yeah, and it's going to be costly for the retailers, for the wholesalers, mm-hmm. and these costs will have to be passed along. Mm-hmm.
Do you think the cost is worthwhile to keep a cleaner Delaware?
Well, I think the intent of the bill is very good. I'm behind the intent of the law. I really feel in the end it's going to be the consumers who are going to either support the bill or not support the bill. If they buy their products in the state and are willing to pay the deposit, and there is an inconvenience for returning the product, mm-hmm. and if they're willing to support it, then I think it will work.
Now, when does that bill go into effect?
That goes into effect, was 1 year from the date of passage, which was July. So July of '82 it goes into effect.
Now, with the holiday seasons going on, people are stocking their liquor cabinets for parties and for holiday dinners. Do you provide advice at Concord Liquors for people who are shopping around for holiday meals?
Advice is a big part of this business today, and it's not just price. I think a certain segment wants price, but a lot of people are looking for that, and in addition to that, they want knowledgeable service. They want the product on hand when you go in the store, and knowledgeable service, sales staff, and advice on party needs. You have to be able to do that.
What about wines? What would you recommend for a nice gift or perhaps for a holiday meal in the way of different types of wines?
Oh, gifts. I think there's a great array of gifts in the retail store today. In your local retail store, you can your champagne, your cordials, reasonable dollar value, and they're really a nice gift to take to someone. A bottle of champagne is a beautiful gift.
Can you get a good bottle of champagne for under $10 these days?
Oh, sure. You can get imported champagne for under $10. You can get some of your Spanish champagne, excellent value, and really good sparkling wines. And your American wines are sparkling wines.
Are the American wines coming on strong these days?
Oh, yeah. Your California's. The Chandon is an excellent
choice.
American-made champagne. Wines. My choice, I like to recommend for this time of year the Chenin Blanc by Charles Krug is a very nice wine for a festive occasion or a buffet-style meal. It's light, dry with some fruit, delightful wine. Burgundies. I like the BV Burgundy myself.
Mm-hmm.
How about yourself?
I'm not a real Burgundy connoisseur myself,
No.
but I was into your establishment recently to stock up, and you were very helpful, Ralph, on
well,
stocking up on holiday needs.
That's what you have to do today.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ralph, I want to thank you for coming on our Consumer Spotlight on Focus Delaware. Your advice has been helpful to me on shopping for my hard-to-please relatives and friends for gifts. There's always something that you can stock to recommend.
Well, it's a lot easier to do in the store than it is on TV here.
Ralph Pepe's a good man, and have him give you some advice, too, at Concord Pike Liquors. Right now, I want to tell you about next week's show before you hear another song by Thursday's Child. Dakota will be on next week's show. They're a well-known rock group in this area. It's a real pleasure to have them on. We're going to have Peter Delaware, who is the director of the Delaware Theater Company, coming on to talk about their upcoming production, Christmas Carol. And we're going to have the winners of the Governor's Awards for the Arts on, a very prestigious award, and the people who have won it are very deserving people. Carol Huffaker will be here to talk about the Wilmington Opera Society's upcoming production of Peter Pan. So the young children in the audience might enjoy seeing that. Mom and Dad, you'll be interested in hearing that because you might want to take them to see Peter Pan. Donna Marie Smith is here from the mayor's office. She's also an old guest on Focus Delaware. She's going to be talking about holiday happenings in downtown Wilmington, being sponsored by the mayor's office in the city of Wilmington, and much, much more. So stay tuned for Focus Delaware, watch us regularly, and keep the cards